would like to tell a story about how teaching my son a game of chess gave me some insight about some of the issues that we have as a continent. Does anybody have kids here? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. More than one? So if you have kids, then you know how competitive they can be. Compete about everything. Alright, I have 3. I'm seeing you guys, you look like you don't believe me. I have 3 kids. The two younger ones are closer in age, and the one is 6 and the other one is 3. Now the 6-year-old is hyper competitive, right? He's looking at me funny, but he's very competitive. He competes about everything, competes even about with himself. So I thought, let me teach him chess. Perhaps he'll be able to take some losses, beat him a few times, and he'll be able to understand what winning and losing is. So we start, I teach him what the pieces, what each piece does, how do you take the opponent's piece and all of that. We go through it for a few days. He starts to get the pieces. I'm like, okay, cool, let's start. Let's play a game. I arrange the pieces and we're about to start. He says, hold on, Daddy. What's wrong with this picture? What picture? So he does this thing where this picture. I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, why are you playing with the same number of pieces that I am playing with? I'm like, well, that's how the game of chess is played. Equal, everyone starts in equal footing. It's like, no, but that can't be. You're 60 years old. 60. You've been playing this for a long time. You're going to keep beating me. Well, that's the whole point. I beat you and then you learn to get better. But she says, no, that's not fair. You have more experience than I have. I'm like, okay, experience, I hear. So what if you give me 3 of your pieces and then that way we're a bit more even? So the logic is a bit flawed, but what he was trying to do was level the playing field as he thought. So that gave me some insight, or better, made me think about the issues that we face as a continent. Where we are forced, I don't know if force is the right word to use, but we are made to compete on an equal footing with the international economic community, or the global economy, which isn't fair because we are not on the same level. So we are forced to accept market orthodoxy and economic competition that doesn't favor us. No wonder we keep losing. So let's look at this. In the 19th century, they came through with their boats, took the land. That was the first scramble for the continent. Then the second was the Cold War, when there was a division, the Marxists from the east and the capitalists from the west, dividing allegiances and whatnot. And then now we are at a stage where they are looking for us, the market of Africa. By 2025, we will probably have a bigger population than China. So what is it that they see that we don't see? The people. Why don't we believe in ourselves as a people? So I thought, what can we do as a people to level the playing field for ourselves? What can we do to bring that gap closer where we're competing on an equal footing with international communities? And I came up with 3 different things that I thought we need to do, inspired by this game that I try to teach my son. The first thing is fair trade. Free trade across Africa. Why is it easier for me to get a box of matches from Sweden than it is for me to get it in my neighboring country? Why is it more difficult for us to trade with each other than our friends in the West and the East? Why is Nigeria not wanting to be part of the free trade? It doesn't make any sense. The whole continent of Africa, 20% of the trade is with other African countries. 60% is with the West, 50% with the East. It does not make any sense. What are we missing? So The free trade across Africa needs to happen. We need to believe in ourselves better to trade with ourselves. The second thing is community of Africans. Us understanding that I can go further with my neighboring country than I can by myself. So China is going around Africa making deals with the individual countries in secret. You don't know what's in there, right? But if you think about it, Uganda on its own, negotiating with China, the power balances really off. So why don't we negotiate as a bloc? If they decide to come speak to us, we say, okay, you're speaking to the entire SADC region. We have one vision, this is where we want to go as a people, speak to us. All of a sudden, the power balance looks completely different. So clearly, our winning is coming together as a people. That's the second thing. And the last thing, and the one that I think is probably the most important part, is we finding solutions for ourselves, steeped in our culture, where we come from as a people, because we accept things from the outside. But within our own cultures, where we come from, what we believe in, our answers are there. And we need to find solutions that are unique for us in those particular things, in the culture, how we do things as a people. And not just accept what's coming from the outside. Because we have the answers. We need to believe that we have the answers, otherwise we're not going to get anywhere as a continent. So the call is for each and every one of us, you're all leaders in your own right, to act as nodes for these three things. That you are able to influence the people around you to make these conscious decisions to do these three things. Collaborate with other countries around you. Know that you can do business with somebody else in your continent, and he or she will give you a good product. You have to believe that. And that's the call for each and every one of us to be able to do that. Thank you very much.